Hello friends, hi. Today I wanted to show you something that I enjoy playing with, and it is sponges. And look at all the different types of sponges I have. I have this blue sponge that is in the shape of a triangle, and then I have this red sponge that is in the shape of a rectangle. And then I have another sponge that looks like it's a rectangle. It's the color yellow, and it's in the shape of a rectangle. And then I have an interesting sponge here. Look at this sponge. It is yellow on this side, and it is green on this side. And this type of sponge, you might see somebody at your house washing dishes with it. It has this soft side for washing the dishes, and then this rough side in case you need to work a little bit harder to get stuff off the dishes. So this side is rough. You can hear it. Listen. And then this side is soft. And they sound different on each side. And let's see. Oh, I have another triangle. And this is a red triangle. And let's see what else. Oh, this one is a small blue square. A small blue square. See how big this sponge is? This is a big sponge. This sponge is huge. This sponge is giant compared to this small, tiny, little sponge. Two different sizes. And this one's blue and this one's yellow. Let's see. Oh, and then this sponge looks a lot like this sponge. And you can see that this sponge is big, giant, huge. And this sponge is small, tiny, little. Two different sizes. And then this is another interesting thing. This sponge is a rectangle, whether it's like this or if it's like this. Rectangle, rectangle. It's still a rectangle, even though it looks a little different when I move it. And then this triangle, it's a triangle when it's like this, and it's a triangle when it's like this. Even though it looks a little different when I move it around, still a triangle. Triangle, 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 triangle. Now the other wonderful thing about sponges is that they can squish. Watch. Squish. Squish. Let's try this one. This one's harder. This one's a little tougher. Squish. Oh, do you hear that sound? Squish. Squish. And all of these sponges have little holes in them. This one is hard to see the holes, but I will bring this one close to you, and you can kind of see there's a little hole, and there's a little hole, and there's a little hole. And all these little holes help pick up water. It helps pick up water. And here I have some water. Can you see it moving around? I gotta be careful, I don't want to spill it. Here I have some water, and I will put my red triangle into the water. So I'm just gonna put it in. You can see it's dry right now. Nothing's happening. I'm gonna put it in the water. I'm gonna smush, 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 smush. And I'm gonna bring the camera over so you can see the triangle in there. Do you see the triangle? Smush, smush, smush. And let me pick up the triangle. And you see, oh, water is dripping down. Water is dripping down. Oh, now it's going slowly, and you can see little drops. Drop, 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 drop. if I squeeze it, you can see more water come out. It was holding the water. I did not have to hold the water for it. It was holding the water. Here we go. It holds the water. And the reason why it holds the water is all those little holes in the sponge, they help capture the water. Capture is another word for holding the water. So it is holding the water in those little holes, and then when I go like this, I'm squeezing those holes and squeezing the water out. Let's try the really big sponge that sometimes is used for washing dishes. So I'm going to put it in here, and it's interesting. At the beginning, it starts to float. It starts to float. And then as water goes inside of it, it goes to the bottom. Because there's so much water in there, it gets heavy and it can't float anymore. It has to go to the bottom of the tub. So I'm going to fill it up with water. And you can see it looks a little different now. And a little bit of water is dripping out. Drip, 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 drip. It's falling into the tub. You see it comes out the edge. And then if I squeeze it, a lot comes out really fast because all of the water that is inside these holes, I'm going to squeeze the holes, and then there's no room and the water comes out. Here I go. The water comes out. Let me try again. Okay. Water in the sponge. Water in the sponge. Water in the sponge. And I squeeze the sponge. And the water comes out. Let's try 2 sponges at the same time. I'm going to use the blue sponge and the yellow sponge, and I'm going to drop them in, and we'll see them float. See them float? One moment. See them float? Yellow, blue. Okay. And I'm going to squish them. See, the blue is filled up with water, and it's at the bottom. And the yellow has not filled up with water yet, and it's still floating at the top. I'm going to help the yellow out. Here I go. It's filling up with water. Filling up with water. And now I am going to pick both of them up at the same time and squeeze them at the same time. Here I go. Ta-da! Well, that was a lot of fun. Maybe at home you can find some sponges and play like this too. Make sure you ask an adult where you can play so that you're not getting water all over the house, just in the safe spots. Well, it was great seeing you today. Talk to you soon. Bye.